Yes, this is exactly how I wanted to start my Monday, and that is of a review for Seven Deadly Sins Season 2, Episode 1. It has been a while, oh my god, it's been like over a year. Super pumped, and so much to say about this now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening guys, welcome to Otaku Chris is Talking, and this is the review for Seven Deadly Sins Episode 1, Season 2, yes! If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe as I will be making Seven Deadly Sins anime review, and if you like the manga, I also do Seven Deadly Sins manga review as well. I did the reviews for Season 1, and I have several collections of the manga as well, so you know I'm well invested in this series. I fucking love it. I binge watched it. I've seen Season 1 so many times, it's crazy. The amount of people I love this series. Okay, now I have work. Well, I have to leave for work in an hour, so this is going to be a one-take upload. So I really do apologize for if it just kind of. If I just end up talking shit. So I have notes everywhere, so sorry if you see me go looking here. This is what we gotta do to survive on YouTube. Alright, so now, Season 2, what is this about? This series pretty much, well, not this series, we know what the series is about, but this episode opens up with like a prophetic dream that Elizabeth has, the same way that her father, King Bartras, had been having in Season 1, pretty much what he had in Season 1. We get this now with Elizabeth, with her new ability, the new ability we got at the end of Season 1, but we don't know whether she's been having prophetic dreams for a while, but we do know it has been passed down from her father, and the dream that she has is of Meliodas pretty much squaring off against 10 dark figures. Now we know that these dark figures are going to be about the 10 Commandments, because in the so-called Season 2 of what Netflix had, they kind of broke those special 4 episodes. They broke down about like what was going to be happening with the 10 Commandments, and it wasn't really like a spoiler because it wasn't in Season 1 and it wasn't in a manga, so it's kind of like a segue because was it A1 Pictures? Yeah, because A1 Pictures kind of messed about a little bit with Season 1, so they had to kind of sort some stuff out. So now we know that it's about the 10 Commandments, but we didn't really get a clear look at their faces until the end of this episode, where I really like the color scheme. Now, as I said, I'm a manga reader, so I do recognize the faces and a lot of the names, which I won't be mentioning until they get revealed, so don't you worry guys, you will not be spoiled. But what I did like is the color schemes for what they chose, and as each one gets revealed and turns up, I feel like that's when I'll kind of start going into the names. Now, one other thing I really liked about this was that the series is now switched a little bit, and when I was doing the manga reviews for this, I was wondering, where is this gonna go? And by switched a little bit, I mean in the sense of we now get power levels. Yeah, how do you guys feel about power levels? Now, I'm really excited. That's because I'm also a Dragon Ball Z fan or Dragon Ball Super fan. So if you love Dragon Ball Z, what are you doing? Subscribe for Dragon Ball Z reviews as well, because I dropped one yesterday. I'll be dropping those every Sunday as well. But the power levels that they kind of had in Dragon Ball Z, like, it's over 9,000, all those kind of memes and shit, they kind of start having that, well, not the memes, but they start talking about power levels in Season 2, and that is because of what Hawk has. Hawk has a brand new gift on his ear, which gets confirmed is Balor's Eye, and it was confirmed by, who was it again? Was it? Oh no, it wasn't Merlin. I think it was Galfa. Galfa did mention that it seems to be like an evil enchantment or something like that. But you know Merlin, she's always up to some shady shit anyway. But so she's gifted Hawk with Balor's Eye, which allows Hawk to see the power levels of different ranked people. Now, before we go into the power levels of different ranked people, the reason why that's important is because King Bartras is basically giving the Seven Deadly Sins awards, like kind of, yeah, awards for defeating the demons in Season 1 and for being like kind of self-righteous, not self-righteous, outstanding citizens for the Kingdom of Leoness. And as they're about to get their awards, literally, Meliodas says, "Oh, I object," kind of taking the piss because he knows that a few people would object. And when he says that, 3 people step up, and these 3 people are also introduced as the subordinates of the Great Holy Knight Denzel, and they're meant to be fairly strong, and their names were the Pleiades of the Azure Sky, which, come on guys, come on, what a fucking epic kind of name. And we get introduced to 3 of those people, and the 3 of them were Platinum rank Dogedo, Platinum rank Wilo, and Diamond rank Death Pierce. Now, if you don't know why that's important, so you have the Great Holy Knight at the very top, Then you have the assistant Great Holy Knight, who's assistant to that person. And then you have the Cardinal, and then right underneath the Cardinal, you have the Holy Knights. And at the very top of the Holy Knights, you have Diamond rank. And then next after that, you have a Platinum rank, then Sapphire, then Ruby, then Emerald, then Crystal. So that's kind of showing you where they kind of stand. So if you're wondering where a few of them stand, so I do believe... please don't quote me on this, but I think Gil Thunder was confirmed to be a Diamond rank at the end of season 1. So he's meant to be one of the strongest ones because he was supposed to be one of the Great Holy Knights in the future. He's been trained to be that kind of person. So that's why it was important to know these. Now, the weakest one out of them, which is Dogedo, he steps forward. Not the weakest one, but he's as strong as the second strongest, which is Wilo as well. So Dogedo steps forward and was like, you know what? I want to prove my strength. And then when he steps forward, we then get a breakdown of his ability by Hawk's Balor's Eye, because this is one take. I've got my notes written right here. And Dogedo's magic, because the power levels are broken down into 3 things: magic, strength, and spirit. Dogedo's magic was 290, which is which seems quite strong. Then his strength was 470 and his spirit was 100, bringing a total of 860. He steps up against Meliodas, and yeah, so Meliodas' magic alone is 400, so that's almost double what Dogedo's is. And then his strength is 960, which is kind of like, what the hell, which is literally double what Dogedo's one was. And his spirit was 2010, which is almost 1,900 times, not times, 1,900 more than Dogedo's spirit, bringing a total of 3,370, which is crazy. Now, I'm not going to go into all the breakdowns of this, but we do get confirmed that each of the 10 commandments, each of the sins power levels are over 3,000. So to be a 7 deadly sin, you need to be a power level over 3,000. And we find out that literally the other, the Pleiades of the Azure Sky, that their power levels were all around the 1,000, like 900, which is fairly strong, just under 2,000, which is okay, which is kind of like, okay. And by that I meant, what was the name again? So Wilo, we get his one, which is around 1,690, and we get another one which is 1,710. So way stronger than Dogedo. So that's probably why they let him as a hothead step forward to see where they ranked. And I like how they just showed the kind of diversity in personality as well, which is very, very nice. So this episode really goes into that part of the series, which is all power levels, which is kind of nice because this is a shonen series. But I'm gonna let you guys know it's not gonna go totally Dragon Ball Z kind of way, but what it does allow us to know now is when greater foes come, we will be able to know where they stand against the 7 deadly sins. And to get like a rough average, when we get a flashback of when Hawk first got Balor's Eye, we see that a couple humans are walking around and they're around a 50 to 70. That's what an average human is. So that's that. I was going to say a bit more, but maybe I'm just going to wait because hopefully they'll explain why the numbers are a certain way. But that's very interesting. So 7 deadly sins confirmed over 3,000 in total. Merlin was confirmed to be, what was hers? 4,710. Her magic, Merlin's magic alone was 3,540, which is higher than Meliodas' fucking power level and Galfa's power level, which is stupid. So we know the sins are strong and we know that Merlin is OP. And for those manga readers, you know exactly what I mean by Merlin is OP. Now, that was pretty much that. We also did get a nice little bit of interaction between King and Ban. And Ban basically, it sounds like I'm going back and forth. But Ban basically, at one point in the episode, was speaking to Meliodas, I think at the beginning, saying that he's going to leave, so he wouldn't be there for the award ceremony. But when he, the day after he speaks to Meliodas about that, King ends up speaking to him. We don't really see their interaction, but we get to kind of get a gist of what it's about. It's about Elaine and about the Fairy King and the forest and stuff like that. And they're going to be doing their own side travels. But don't you worry, guys. It will kind of make sense and it will come into one, which is very, very nice. So they go off, so they have their own side story, which will be a nice part of the story as well. And yeah, so this episode was pretty much a build up of hype to kind of show you where the 7 deadly sins are, what's been happening since season 1, where they're looking to go, and the threat that is literally hovering around them. Now, if you stay to the end of the episode, you would have seen the actual reveal of the 10 commandments, as well as a brand new opening as well, which you would have then seen the last sin. I'm just gonna throw it out there, which is hype, which shows us where this is going. Now, as a manga reader, I have a feeling I know where this might stop. I'm hoping the pacing is better than pacing of season 1, purely because there's a lot of nice things going through it. But by the looks of it, it looks like they're going to be going at a nice pace. The art was looking crisp. The animation was looking fairly nice. By fairly nice, I mean there wasn't really much choreography to it, but they kind of had the whole static Dragon Ball Z stuff, like the punches and stuff and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool because I like that. But I do personally prefer it when it's all a lot more fluid, like when we had the Gila versus King fight in season 1. But hey, I can't pick and choose. But yeah, so overall, I really like this episode. I will give this a 7.5 purely because it had a nice plot progression, it had nice art, great fluidity. Not much happened in the sense of, by plot progression I mean like we now have a goal of what the series is about, but not much happened in the sense of how far they went. So they literally had the award ceremony, a little bit of talking, and that was pretty much that. So overall, you kind of get what I'm trying to say. Now, this is all one take because I need to just upload it, so that's why there's no opening and all of that. So hopefully, if you guys do appreciate me making these kind of videos before and after work, working 45 hours a week regardless, and still doing this for you guys, please do give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment box down below if there's another series of winter season anime that you want me to review, and what was your favorite part of this episode. And if you could have a power level, what would you like? I know, try to think of, do you know what? Anime onlys, what do you think the power level of the last sin is? Without, and manga readers, do not spoil it. Literally, please don't spoil it. I want to see where how people think before things get released. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day. This is Otto, who Chris is talking. I gotta go to work now, so yeah. Peace.